All right, welcome back to the channel. So, Anthony Joshua gives an interview with IFL TV, talks about Deontay Wilder, and it's almost like going back in a time machine. Says that Deontay Wilder ducked him by fighting all of these basically tomato cans, but yet he's still willing to fight him. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. So Anthony Joshua, who just come off a loss against Alexander Usyk, was getting interviewed on IFL TV by Kugan Cassius. Very long interview, man. Honestly, very interesting interview. Interesting to see, what's in the head of Anthony Joshua. He, puts to rest a lot of rumors about him hiring other trainers and why he came to the United States. But at a certain point in the interview, he's asked about Deontay Wilder, and he starts talking about the Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fights. And basically, man, his standpoint was he almost sounded like Deontay Wilder had made a mistake and really learned a lesson fighting Tyson Fury because he had been fighting a bunch of tomato cans his whole career. Specifically, he says that up until he fought Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, everyone that Deontay Wilder fought, Anthony Joshua would have iced, right? So I'm listening to this, man, and I cannot help but think that Anthony Joshua is still recovering from some of those punches that Alexander Usyk put upside his head, because it's like he didn't realize, look, man, there's only one person that Deontay Wilder has lost to, and that is Tyson Fury. Anthony Joshua has lost to multiple people. And it almost seemed like when he was talking about his loss to Andy Ruiz that he just came up with a bunch of reasons, excuses, right, for why he lost to Andy Ruiz, and he didn't really believe that that was, a real loss. And then, he lost to Alexander Usyk, and he really feels like that is his first, that's really his first loss. But man, look, man, that is absolutely positively not the case. That's your second loss, Anthony Joshua, and Deontay Wilder's lost to one guy. But as far as saying like this, keep rehashing this stuff about Deontay Wilder not having fought, anybody, and how Anthony Joshua fought all of these guys. Look, man, first of all, Anthony Joshua's never fought Tyson Fury. So to see, I don't know what Anthony Joshua was going to do in a ring with Tyson Fury, because he's never fought Tyson Fury. And really none of those other guys that Anthony Joshua fought and beat had fought Tyson Fury either, with the exception of Derek Chisora, who I don't believe, actually, Derek Chisora, I don't think Anthony Joshua and Derek Chisora have fought. But Dillian White hasn't fought Tyson Fury. Joseph Parker didn't fight Tyson Fury. Alexander Povetkin didn't fight Fury. Andy Ruiz didn't fight Fury. None of those guys had beaten Tyson Fury. So just because Deontay Wilder loses to Tyson Fury doesn't mean that Deontay Wilder wasn't one of the best fighters out there, and that he wouldn't also beat all the guys that Anthony Joshua beat. But one of the things that I did like about Anthony Joshua is that Anthony Joshua said, that he would be willing to fight Deontay Wilder as long as, all the politics and all of that stuff was settled. And I'm going to tell you, man, that I really do believe that after this Alexander Usyk fight with Anthony Joshua, that more than likely there is going to be a scenario where Deontay Wilder can fight Anthony Joshua, because he's probably going to lose to Alexander Usyk again. Just listening to his mindset, and I'm saying that just because I'm listening to what the guy's mindset is, man. Anthony Joshua seems very much to be all over the place, man, about what he's going to do, what he's doing moving forward in his career. He sounds like he's split between being a technical boxer and being, this guy that is going to, in his words, do what, is the best, do what he's best at. And it just doesn't seem like, man, he's at a point in time where he really can meld, the things that he's learning in the boxing ring and what he's doing, and actually do it in the ring under pressure. Alexander Usyk has been fighting for a very, very long time. Since the dude was, 8, 9 years old, from what I understand. And he has a style, and he's getting into the ring, and he's not doing as much thinking about what he's doing in the ring as Anthony Joshua's doing. It's not Anthony Joshua in the boxing from the outside and thinking about the slips. He keeps talking about, focusing on the jab, focusing on slips, counters, and all this. And it just seems like even when he talks about it, that he has his head full of a lot of different instructions, and that when he gets in the ring, that it's not going to come that natural to him, man. In that fight with Alexander Usyk, dude, he was pretty much outclassed in that fight when he attempted to box Alexander Usyk. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get out of that mindset of trying to outbox Alexander Usyk in the next fight, because he's going through the process of building habits inside the ring, like he's still a student, and he talks like he's still like a basic student of the game, right? He's traveling to the United States to get input from a lot of different trainers, and getting their input on what they think that he should do, right? And talking about continuing to learn. But it just doesn't seem like he's going to have enough time to take what he learns and put that into, really put it into practice in a way that is going to become very, very natural to him against Alexander Usyk. So more than likely what's going to happen with he and Alexander Usyk is that he's going to lose to Alexander Usyk again. However, Anthony Joshua will still be a big name in the UK, and I doubt that people are just really going to completely throw him, by the wayside and not want to pay to see him fight. There'll still be the big fights for Anthony Joshua, whether it's against Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder. And honestly, man, I would really love to see the fight with Deontay Wilder, so that question, specifically because of the things that Anthony Joshua just said, which I still maintain are tremendously unfair. People to continually talk about a guy, dude, that got through 40 wins in his career, defended the belt 5 times, beat Luis Ortiz. Like Anthony Joshua says that Anthony Joshua would have beaten anybody or iced anybody that Deontay Wilder has fought. Okay, how about you start icing everybody that you fought, seeing as you've lost to Andy Ruiz and you lost to Alexander Usyk. So, I think that is a lot, depending on the night, that maybe some of those guys that Deontay Wilder could have beaten you, because Andy Ruiz is not all of that. But, Anthony Joshua should start with beating Alexander Usyk and not losing to Andy Ruiz. I know he got that back from Andy Ruiz, but look, to Anthony Joshua, to sound like he was just, his record and his accolades are just so much higher than Deontay Wilder because the guy that he fought, I just don't believe it. And I think if these two guys got in the ring, that's the only way that you're going to actually see who the best fighter is between the two of those guys. I do like, though, that Anthony Joshua said that he's willing to fight anybody, and that he would fight Deontay Wilder, that he would fight Tyson Fury. I do believe that he would do that, and I don't believe, that necessarily was him standing between Deontay Wilder and his fight. It more than likely was Eddie Hearn. But the fact of the matter is still, dude, Deontay Wilder was trying to fight Anthony Joshua when Anthony Joshua had all 3 of those belts. Anthony Joshua asked for $50 million. Deontay Wilder showed up and said, hey, the money's in the bag. I got the $50 million for the fight. Let's fight. And after that, Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn went off and fought Alexander Povetkin. So I can understand why people might be like, Anthony Joshua may look at Deontay Wilder losing to Tyson Fury and think somehow he's diminished because of that. However, again, I'll say Anthony Joshua didn't beat Tyson Fury yet, and Tyson Fury, by most people, is considered the best heavyweight now. But more importantly, Anthony Joshua, you coming off loss to Alexander Usyk, who was a major underdog to you, right? That's not like something where people thought that Alexander Usyk was going to actually beat him, man. But, anyway, man, it's just, for me, it's a little bit irritating to continue to hear this stuff about Deontay Wilder and who he fought. Who he didn't fight. Deontay Wilder showed and proved in the Tyson Fury's fight that guy was a warrior, and that he was going to come in there and really push and cause folk problem, man. In the first fight, he knocked down Tyson Fury 2 times, almost got Tyson Fury out of there. In the third fight, he knocked down Tyson Fury twice, almost got him out of there. He was just fighting a guy that was a better fighter than him and won on the night. Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, has lost to separate fighters, and very well, if he gets in a fight with Deontay Wilder, may very well be the third fighter that he loses to. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section, and with that, I'm out. Peace.